So we have another new teaser for the Batman. This one actually gave us a bunch of new footage that in this video, I'm going to break down and give you guys all the information you need to know. It's quite interesting, so stick around. Let's get into it. Hey guys, and welcome to the Batcave. As I just said, we have another new teaser, more of a TV spot for the Batman, that features loads of new stuff. Not just new footage, but footage that gives some things away. We have new tech, we have new shots of the Riddler's board, and if we look in detail at this stuff, we can find out some really cool stuff about the plot of the movie. Now, I'm going to break down everything that I kind of picked up on throughout the trailer, and hopefully you guys learn some cool stuff, and who knows, we may even come across some new and interesting plot points that people have not come across yet so far. So, let's delve straight into it. The first thing to point out is that at the very start of the trailer, we hear Bruce say, "We are in the Riddler's game now." Now, just off the top of my head, as far as my memory can remember, I think this is the first time we actually hear the Riddler referred to as the Riddler, which is pretty cool. We now know from this that Edward Nashton is not just some random serial killer that the cops are having to solve his case. We know that he's openly going as the Riddler and leaving riddles for them to solve. More likely for the Batman to solve. Now, one of the more interesting things from this trailer is the shot we get of Edward's wall of, I guess you could call it clues. But there's loads of different newspaper articles and handwritten stuff from Edward Nashton about Bruce, about his father Thomas, and of course about the Batman. Now, in the shot, we see Batman and the GCPD with Lieutenant Gordon all staring at this wall. Now, a few of the more interesting things that I picked up on here were the shot of a kid Edward Nashton next to a newspaper article that says Thomas Wayne opens Gotham Orphanage. Now, is this connected? Is this Edward Nashton perhaps being an orphan as a child and then maybe thinking he had a second chance with the Thomas Wayne orphanage, maybe it didn't go how he expected, and he straight away blames Thomas Wayne and through lineage ends up blaming Bruce, and that could be his personal vendetta against the Wayne family. Who knows? There's also handwritten writing across this that says, "If only I knew then what I know now." From this, what I get is he's talking about the identity of Bruce Wayne as the Batman. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that's what he's referring to. He could be referring to something more to do with Thomas Wayne, because across the other side of the board, there is a shot that says something about Thomas Wayne as a murderer. Again, very interesting, and I'm sure this will be explained more within the plot, but I have a feeling this could be something to do with what Bruce says to Alfred in a previous trailer about how he lied to him this whole time. I'm now starting to think that there's some deeper, darker secrets from Thomas Wayne's history. Now, if we look in the top left corner, we have a newspaper article that says Savage Murder Report. Now, if you remember correctly, there is a shot from above Bruce when he's topless, looking at some kind of like a clue board thing that he's drawn out on the floor, and Savage is one of the names written on the floor, so that's obviously also one of the Riddler's targets, if not victims. There's also a newspaper article that headlines Maroney Drug Bust. Now, again, if you remember back to a previous trailer, there's shots of a crime scene with a photographer taking pictures of evidence during the crime scene, and one of the things she photographs is the same article framed on the wall of Maroney Drug Bust. Now, chances are this isn't the same newspaper, it's just two separate copies of the same paper, if that makes sense. But again, I'm sure there will be some kind of connection with that. Now, here's a little Easter egg that I picked up on that I have seen other people mention as well, so this may not be news to some of you, but there is a close-up shot of Bruce Wayne on the board, and if you look behind him, there's a very, very creepy smile. Obviously, people are connecting that smile with the Joker, but I would probably assume that that's more of a fun Easter egg from the creative team than it is a hint at what's actually in the movie. Perhaps it's a hint at what's to come in future sequels or installments, but I very much doubt that there's going to be a Joker in this movie. But hey, if there is, well done creative team for keeping that such a secret. Again, on the other side of the board, we have more handwritten notes saying, "I know the real you." Now again, this is quite close to an article about Thomas Wayne being a murderer, so it's unclear whether he's referring to Thomas and what he actually is or was, or whether he's referring to Bruce being the Batman, because again, we know from previous trailers that he does know Batman's identity. Now, the main thing that I can't get out of my head from this teaser is the GCPD seeing this board, because Batman's there, Gordon's there, Some other cops are there, and we see plenty of clues basically linking Bruce to Batman. I know the real you. There's a shot of Batman here, and there's a shot of Bruce here. Surely the detectives in that room, not just Batman, but the other detectives, can figure out that, maybe he's picked up on something here. He's got an obsession with both Bruce Wayne and the Batman. Is there some kind of connection? You'd think they would at least start thinking that maybe something's going on there and getting a little bit suspicious. But who knows? I guess at the end of the day, Batman is a very, very public figure that I imagine the whole of the city are constantly talking about. And Bruce Wayne is the richest and most powerful man in that city. So again, he's another very large, public, powerful figure. So it's not too much of a stretch to suggest that maybe the Riddler would be obsessed with the two of them. But again, they're detectives, not average people. They should be cluing these things together. Another shot from this teaser that I really liked was the shot of the bat hanging upside down inside a cage. Now, this is obviously part of a crime scene. I'm assuming it's part of the same room where this wall of newspaper article cutouts is, and I believe it belongs to Edward Nashton. I'm assuming, again, this is part of the riddle, part of the hunt, the clues that he's leaving behind for Batman. And it seems really stupid, but for some reason, just seeing a real live bat in a Batman teaser got me excited. I don't know why. It's just cool. The final thing we need to talk about now, and probably the thing that everyone is most excited about, is the close-up of the eye lens that Bruce puts down, I'm assuming after taking it off his eye. It then cuts straight to an extreme close-up on Bruce's eye as we see him watching back what we can only assume is recordings from the lens of stuff that he's been looking at. It's unclear at this point whether that lens is just a camera or whether it has additional features like, say, detective mode. Those of you that have played the Arkham games will know more about detective mode, and it's something that I feel would be very handy for Batman, but I'm not sure how far into that sort of comic book universe Matt Reeves is going, or whether he's staying super, super realistic. I feel like going detective mode might be a bit of a stretch, but who knows. Now, I would assume the reason he's using this eye lens is to go back through everything that he's seen, every crime scene he's attended, every clue that Nashton has left, looking for more of these Riddler symbols, these question marks. Because again, I'm assuming that those symbols are what Nashton leaves to say, hey Batman, there's a clue here, figure it out, how smart are you? Again, classic Riddler trying to outsmart the Bat. Now, that's pretty much it. That's everything I got from this trailer. I'm sure there was a load more that I missed. Again, it's only a 30 to 40 second teaser, and a lot of it was cut very quick. There's so much you can miss. There's so many details that these genius filmmakers put into these things that are very, very easy to go by. So if I missed anything, please let me know in the comments down below, and I will be very excited to read up on your theories, your spots, and discuss them with you in the comments. So also, what did you think of this teaser? I can't imagine we'll be getting too much more between now and the 4th of March because, let's be honest, that's like 5-6 weeks away. So that's probably the end of the new footage, I would assume. There might be 1 or 2 small snippets left to come from short TV spots, but I'd imagine we're pretty much there. So hopefully you guys are as excited as I am. Any more news that comes out, I'll be sure to get it to you as soon as I can. So please don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on those news pieces. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and return to the Batcave for more Bat content.